December 26, 2004. The ocean floor ruptured off the coast of Sumatra. The earthquake measured between 9.1 and 9.3, one of the most powerful ever recorded. But the earthquake wasn't what killed over 230,000 people. The wave did, and the silence that followed. Because in the minutes after the rupture, scientists knew something catastrophic had happened, but no warning system existed in the Indian Ocean. No sirens, no automated alerts, no regional communication network. Entire coastlines had 8 to 20 minutes, and they never knew. This is not just the story of a natural disaster. It is the story of a system that didn't exist, and the world that changed because of it. This is the Cold Files. At 7:58 a.m. local time, the Sunda megathrust fault slipped. Over 1,200 kilometers of tectonic plate shifted. The Indian plate thrust beneath the Burma plate. In seconds, the ocean floor lifted by several meters. That displacement pushed billions of tons of seawater upward. The energy released was equivalent to several thousand atomic bombs. In deep water, the tsunami traveled at nearly 800 kilometers per hour, the speed of a jet aircraft. But in the open ocean, the wave height was small, barely noticeable. Ships passed over it without knowing. But as the wave approached shallow coastal waters, the physics changed. The energy compressed, the water rose, and walls of water formed, up to 30 meters high in some areas. Indonesia was hit first, then Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, the Maldives, Somalia, 14 countries in total. Entire communities vanished in under 10 minutes. Here is the part rarely explained clearly. The Pacific Ocean had a tsunami warning system, installed after deadly events in the mid-20th century, but the Indian Ocean did not. Why? Because historically, large tsunamis were rare in that region. Funding proposals for a warning system had been discussed, but never prioritized. In Hawaii, seismic monitoring stations detected the earthquake within minutes. Scientists recognized the magnitude. They knew a tsunami was possible, but there was no communication framework to issue alerts to Indian Ocean nations, no centralized authority, no automated alert dissemination. 8 minutes in Banda Aceh, around 2 hours for parts of Africa. But in most cases, no one knew what was coming. The water receded in some areas, exposing the ocean floor. Children ran out to collect stranded fish. Tourists walked onto the sand. They did not know this was the ocean inhaling. The destruction was not uniform. Some villages survived almost untouched. Why? Geography, elevation, natural barriers, and in some rare cases, oral tradition. In parts of Indonesia, indigenous communities recognized the signs. They ran to higher ground immediately. They had stories passed down about the long wave, and they survived. But in densely populated coastal regions, there was no time. Homes collapsed, boats became projectiles, entire families were separated in seconds. Hospitals were overwhelmed, bodies were unidentifiable, mass graves were created. Infrastructure collapsed across multiple nations simultaneously. The aftermath lasted generations. The world reacted with unprecedented humanitarian support. Billions of dollars pledged. Governments mobilized naval fleets. Aid organizations deployed globally. But coordination was chaotic. Some areas received excess supplies. Others were overlooked. Temporary housing became semi-permanent. Reconstruction lagged. Questions arose about transparency in aid distribution. Investigations later revealed inefficiencies, delays, and misallocated funds in some regions. Disasters expose infrastructure weaknesses, but they also expose bureaucratic ones. Yet something significant did change. Within months, international agencies collaborated to create the Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System, seafloor sensors, deep ocean pressure detectors, automated buoy systems, satellite-linked alerts, regional communication networks. Today, warnings can be issued within minutes, evacuation protocols exist, coastal education programs are standard. The system that did not exist in 2004 now does, because it had to. Over 230,000 people died, millions displaced, countless stories never recorded. Natural disasters cannot always be prevented, but impact can be reduced, response can be organized, preparation can exist. In 2004, the wave was natural, the silence was not. That silence is what this file examines. If this investigation mattered to you, subscribe to the Cold Files. Do you believe the world was truly unprepared or simply unwilling to prepare? Because sometimes the deadliest part of a disaster is not the wave, it's the warning that never comes.